Miss O here. Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here as we kick off our holiday storytelling event. I'm going to tell a personal story. There's so much that has gone on in my life and with my family that I thought that this would be a great opportunity to talk about a family event. Many years ago, and I'm going to say in 1962, I was 10 years old, and my family was planning our Thanksgiving celebration. Now, I'm from a large family. There's 11 of us, my mom and dad. So a lot of people to plan for when you plan a meal, any kind of event. It's almost like you need to bring people in to make it happen. Well, on this particular Thanksgiving, we had family coming from home. And I found out that when we say home, we meant Bastrop, Louisiana. My family migrated here in the Great Migration, as many did. And at that time, family was what kept us all together because they were perilous times. This particular Thanksgiving, we knew that family were coming because our Uncle James had called and said he had a gift for my dad. But my mom and dad had decided to go to the market and get everything they needed. So we were there at home, usually alone, but we were young then. So there was always an auntie. And Auntie Sis came over. She never said anything, but if we were doing something we weren't supposed to, if we were saying things or talking too loud, she looked sternly at us and we knew to make some adjustments. Well, she banished us to the front porch. We lived in a 4-bedroom house and the front porch was completely enclosed. And on the porch we had a slide sort of seating arrangement there. And we also had chairs there, and it was a wonderful place. We could be outside without being outside. So there we were, playing jacks, having fun, and Sis came to the door and she said, "Your mom and dad are here. Get ready to help them bring the grocery in." So we all run out, all 11 of us, run outside and get a bag. And so, of course, it didn't take very long to get the grocery in the house. My mom was an only child, and so meals and special occasions were very important to her because it was her way of showing love to her family and to her children. So once she started cooking, we weren't allowed in the kitchen. And so we knew just by the way our family handled their business that on holidays you ate certain things that you didn't eat any other time. So we had chitlins, we had ham, we had turkey, we had dressing, we had macaroni and cheese, we had candied yams, and we always had my mother's caramel cake. And boy, it was from scratch. She also made egg pies because that was my dad's favorite, and sweet potato pie. So we were looking forward to this. And so as the hours went by, we began to smell the scents coming out of the kitchen. And we said, okay, this is gonna be good. My oldest brother said, but there's something missing. I don't know what it is. And so we said, well, what is it? What is it? And he says, what's missing is, I don't smell the turkey. Do you? And we all said, no, we didn't smell it. So we wondered if the package that Uncle James had brought by earlier from home, from Bastrop, Louisiana, was in fact our turkey. So my brother went to the door and said, Mom, are we having turkey? She said, boy, if you don't get out of here. We knew not to ask any more questions. When she went to the bathroom, he ran in, he opened the oven, he looked in. All we could hear him say is, and he did it again. And he ran back and he pushed us back on the porch and we said, what is it? He said, it's black, it's not a turkey, and I ain't eating it. Well, we all sat there. I felt like our gang, our eyes all sitting up like, I'm not eating it either. I don't even know what the doggone thing is. And so Mom shortly said, prepare for dinner. So we go out, we wash our hands, we come back in and we take our seats. And so Mom says, Dad, she gives him the cue. And Dad said, oh yeah, I wanted to tell you all this is a special dinner and your Uncle James brought the meat for dinner. So we're not gonna have any turkey and we're not gonna have any ham, but we're gonna have a special meat that I had when I was a little boy. And so we said, Dad, Mom, she said, I've never had it either. So we were wondering, why would you? Anyway, Dad began to cut this thing up and he put it on each of our plates and we had a piece of black something. We didn't know what it was. And so he says, I'm gonna bless it. And I thought, as an adult, you needed to bless that. But anyway, we had it on our plates and we had our macaroni and cheese, our collards, everything. And so the plates were heavy, so much was on it. So Mom walked around and placed each of our plates down. And so we looked at it and Dad prayed over it and she said, well, my mom said, well, aren't you gonna tell them what this is? And he said, okay, it's what we call coon. And I said, coon? It sounds like you shouldn't even be eating that. And Dad said, you be thankful for everything that you have. And this came all the way from home and I at least want you to taste it. And I said, okay. And so I every time I tried to bring it to my mouth, I couldn't do it. And so I looked over at my brother and he said, I ain't eating it. I said, okay, we heard that. So I'm not eating it either, Mom. And it went around the table. I'm not eating it, I'm not eating it. So my mom got up, went to the kitchen, got a large steel garbage can. Those days we didn't have plastic bags, we had some brown bags thrown over in there. And she walked with that thing around to each of us so that we could put our food. She said, well, don't put your sides in. You can eat your sides. And we said, no, because the juice of that thing, that coon, is now on our food. We're not eating it. And so she said, okay. Everybody put theirs in and we sat there and she said, we've got to eat something. And so she goes in the kitchen and my mother was a magician. She could stir something up whenever she felt like it. And so there we were and Mom said, I've got it. So we heard frying and all kind of movement going on. And she came out with a platter of fried bologna sandwiches with a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of mustard, the way we liked it. And she went back and she brought another platter and she used up all the bread in the house and she made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And the other thing she did is she got our big steel pitcher and she put cold water in it and she put some of that powdered milk and stirred it up and it was cold and we were happy. It's not what's served, it's the fact that we were together. It was wonderful. And it's the Thanksgiving I look back on and I realize the importance of our oral traditions. How would grandchildren and others coming even know that that had occurred if it wasn't a story that we told on a regular basis as we laughed at all of our behavior? So on this holiday season, I hope that you too will tell the special stories of your family. You don't need anybody to do it for you. You need to do it for yourself. And I thank you.